Madam Mayor, it's 5:30.
Call the meeting to order.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As you're aware, Kevin is not available tonight, and so I guess I've been tasked to do this, so bear with me. It won't be as smooth as when Kevin does it. We'll begin with roll call. Dean Rister?
Yes.
Bill Boylan?
Yes.
Bryce Steiner?
Yes.
Jason Franks?
Yes.
John DeVore?
Yes.
Bryan Smith? Okay. You've all, well, I assume you received a copy of the minutes, or you've seen the copy of the minutes via the video. I would take a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll second.
Okay. Bryce?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see what we have. We've had a chance to review the September financials and disbursements. I can't answer any questions if you have any.
He usually has us send them to him anyway, so I think I'll make a motion to approve it.
Okay, just a second, I gotta get it. Okay, Brian makes a motion, who seconded?
I'll second.
Jason, okay. Brian,
Yes.
Jason,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Bryce,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I circulate the red ones for your signatures, gentlemen. We have no visitors this evening that are on the schedule. Chief, do you want to give your police report, or is he back here?
No, he's not back here.
Okay.
He just disappeared.
I said he was there, but just ran back.
Hearing gone. I did not receive a copy that I'm aware of the EMS report. Committee reports. Mr. Smith, do you have a report that you want to give?
I do. So the Finance Committee met on was it Wednesday, October 1st, and went over the appropriation changes and things like that, just the normal stuff like the end of the year stuff. So we have 4 things here. The Finance Committee supports the emergency passing of Resolution 2518 to adjust the 2025 appropriations to allow for building improvements to be made to the EMS building. It's for new doors, new garage doors and insulation. That was previously not budgeted for. The EMS fund has the funds available for the improvements. The project was just not originally included in the 2025 budget. The resolution also increases the fire budget to cover remaining payroll expenses through the end of 2025 for fire department personnel. The payroll line item of the fire fund budget is almost fully expended for 2025 due to the above average amount of hours spent on fire run payroll in 2025. The reason for the emergency is so a purchase order can be made to cover the cost of the improvements to the EMS building so the work can be completed in 2025 and to maintain in the payroll expenses of the fire department. So that's that one. The Finance Committee supports the emergency passing of Ordinance 2025-16 to revise the personnel manual to adopt a health reimbursement account for employees who are eligible for Medicare. This is an emergency due to restrictions in current employee health plan care and how it works with Medicare eligible employees. And if anyone has questions about that, we can discuss, like we'd have to go to executive session, but we could discuss that. The finance supports the passage of ordinance 2025-18, which establishes compensation for village employees in 2026 following its third reading at the December 2026 meeting. And then the finance committee supports the passage of ordinance 2025-19 to establish a temporary appropriation budget for 2026 following its third reading at the December 2026 meeting. This temporary budget will allow the village to continue to operate until a permanent budget can be set for after the December 2025 year end. So, and that is all from the meeting.
Thank you. Any questions?
Yeah, why wasn't that meeting on our meeting calendar on the website?
It was on the calendar, Bryce, and it is still on the calendar.
I can pull it up for you.
I can give you a copy of it.
No, okay. We have one location where meetings are located,
It's under the
And I
news.
check this
It's under
daily.
It's under
Uh,
news.
except we have a meeting calendar, which still does not have it on.
I don't know anything about the meeting calendar. We post them and we put them under news, under the banner news on our website.
Okay, that is not correct. Why is it the other ones are on here?
I don't know, I don't post them. I'm just telling you that if you go under news, it shows you that it was put on September 29th, and it still is on, that the meeting was on October 1.
We've never put them there before. They've always been here. And as you can see, we don't have a publicly announced meeting that meets what our ordinance says that they would be on the calendar page. Well, otherwise, why would we have a calendar page?
I don't do it.
Okay.
All I can tell you
We've
is
got to
Kevin.
make sure,
Kevin is the one that scheduled the meeting because of the appropriations like we normally do.
Right.
So he told me he would let whoever needed to know and it would be done.
Right.
So that's kind
and
of all
I'm not
answer.
questioning that.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just telling you
My
that's
question
where-
is for transparency.
Yeah. I didn't know it wasn't posted on that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I get
yeah,
what you're
it's not
saying.
posted where we designated as our posting location. Also, why did we need to go to executive session? Because that section of rules about the personnel manual you just said right there, if we want to discuss it, it is the text of the code specifically refers to a single person when you're talking about a personnel. It's not plural. So if we're just discussing modifications to the book or to wages, we don't need to go to executive session.
Kevin just said that if people had questions or concerns to discuss ordinance 2025-16, respectfully request that motion be made to move to executive session under ORC 121.22 G1 to consider the pay and compensation of public employees. So, and
Right.
he's not here, so that's, yeah.
Right, and that is public record, so there's no reason.
Right.
It's only when you're discussing like discipline of a specific person where gossip doesn't come
I guess
out.
if you have a question about it, that would be,
Yeah.
yeah.
But when we get to that one, there is something I would like to add to it. I think what you guys have in there is good, but there's something else that I'd like to go to, but wait till we get to that
Okay,
one.
copy that.
Any other questions or comments?
George is here now. So if there's
George,
any
would you
questions-
like to,
Any questions for George? Everything's good, George.
okay, we'll move on to resolutions and ordinances. Hopefully I do this right. Resolution number 2025
I still have a committee report yet for
I
the
have-
zoning board.
Apologize.
It
Sorry,
was
Bill.
on it. It was late entry. Okay, you all received your packets tonight, because we had our meeting last Thursday night, and the original ordinance was 2013-32, and we've updated that. We thought the ordinance was very restrictive as far as the time frame that they allow people to have an opportunity to repair the property. And the original ordinance was specifically, the fire chief was the only one that had any authority to act on this ordinance. Specifically says, or police chief, excuse me. So, in the ordinance that we wrote, we put it in as a mayor or the mayor's designee, whoever she decides, so or he is signed, the mayor and someone else has the power to act on this ordinance rather than just one person alone. Because George's done a fine job, I'm not complaining, but he may not be police chief forever. When the next one steps in, they may have reservations about it, so this way it kind of clarifies that problem if it would happen to arise. And we added a few other sections in it, so I'm asking the council if they would approve it, where we could send it to the solicitor for, have it drawn up as an ordinance.
Do we want to start with that one? Is that what we're asking? Okay, if we can discuss, there's a couple things I want to clarify, just to make sure I understand. If we remove this ordinance from the way it's currently written, it will now no longer be enforced, our police can no longer enforce it. So, right now, our police are the ones that go down, write it up, hand the ticket, whatever.
There's nothing in there that says the police can't enforce it.
Well,
It'll come back
yes,
as an ordinance again.
No,
That
it
was my question, is the designee, the designated person besides the mayor, like, is that, who does, that's where I was, the ambiguity of that, like, is that, can that be George? Is that
It could be the
the
police
zoning?
chief, it could be the zoning inspector, it could be anyone that the mayor feels qualified to do the job.
Well, my concern is if it moves out of our general rules and into the zoning book, the police cannot enforce zoning.
Well, if you look at the header of our zoning book, it says ordinances. It doesn't say
It
revisions.
says ordinance on it. It is one ordinance that we modify. And that's my concern, is we are literally taking out enforcement from one. I think the updates sound good, but we're now moving the enforcement out of the police hands. They don't enforce zoning, only the zoning inspector does.
Well, I'm fine with that. That's
But
what
I'm
the council feels
fine with it, I
it's-
just want to make sure we're clear on this.
Yeah, that's what the board concluded, that they'd like to see it in the zoning book, but if there's a problem or an issue with it because of the being able to implement the power to enact on it, then yeah, because I knew it'd come back as an ordinance. It'd say ordinance 2025 dash whatever the next ordinance would be, which would fall underneath our normal ordinances as far as who can control, the authority to act on them.
If it stays an ordinance, and my understanding is if it stays an ordinance, then the police would do it. But the zoning book itself is one ordinance, and it would be modifying the one
Right.
ordinance of the zoning.
Yes, I talked to Brian today about this, and he concurred that they were better off not being in the zoning book. Just the fact that if it's ever updated in the future, the only thing that has to be updated is just the ordinance. We don't have to go back and update the zoning book. So yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm sure that's what the council has the power to do tonight, make any changes to this that they want. This is just a suggestion. So yeah, now it's
Can
time
we
to
write
make.
it in too, is if, since it remains an ordinance, can you, I guess you could leave it the mayor, the designee, or the chief, relative to that spreads the power, if you're worried about one person having all the control over it, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's ever happened, there's always a chance of conflict of interest.
Yeah,
Say it's
absolutely.
your brother-in-law's property, it's a wreck and needs to be fixed. Well, you're probably not gonna act on it, or maybe it's close friends, where this way can you take care of this for me? I really don't wanna go there, in family relation, which is the way it is now. It's strictly just one person, whoever that one person is, the police chief. So that's why we thought it would be better to have it spread out, or it could be spread out. It can still be the chief or anybody else.
Right.
At least the mayor and the chief would have the authority, or whoever the designated person is.
So just as a point of clarity, if council does want this, would this be an amendment of 2013-32? Is that more in the line of what you're thinking, or a revocation and then reinstatement of the new ordinance?
I would say it's probably as a replacement more than an amendment because of the scope of the size of.
Yeah, that was my thing, I think, in reading it, that I seemed to take that away from the chief, and, I mean, it makes sense relative to having multiple people that can kind of control it, but I didn't know that we want to take it away from him relative to I mean, our
Yeah.
zoning guy's not, I mean, yeah.
Right, yeah, the mayor was the chief, that's perfectly fine, there's no issue with that. And the zoning board had no issue with it, but there's always that chance of, you know, we might get a chief that's brand new and doesn't know the town or whatever, and doesn't want to get into that type of thing.
So what is the wishes of the council?
What are the real changes to it?
Well, the big change was it eliminated just the chief alone and his powers. And then we got into the time frame for the allowing people to fix their structures. It was quite short on the original one. I don't have it right up here. Oh, here it is. They give them only like 60 days, 30 days to work on something, where to find a contractor and be able to start something in 30 days is impossible at today's rate of people being able to do stuff for you. You're lucky if you can get somebody to come out and take a look at it in 30 days. So we stretched that out. We stretched out the time. We give them the ability to come in if they're starting on it, but they can't finish it in the allotted time it's in this, that they can come in, the appeals board appeal to them, and they can stretch it out, rather than it being, this is it, and only this is it.
And so, yeah, I was comparing different things. So one thing that changes here is it will enact a $25 processing fee that didn't exist before.
That was in the original one, I believe.
And
That's why we kind of highlighted it, because we didn't know if
see
that was,
specified before. Also, you couldn't appeal before, but now you can appeal to the Board of Zoning Appeals. Does that sound?
yeah, I think that $25 processing fee is in our fees for appeals process now. I think that's where that comes from, as far as the cost. I'm not
In the
gonna-
previous ordinance, there was no fee to file an appeal, and there was an appeal process. You appeal it to the council.
Okay, you appealed to the council before. Okay. Does that change though? If we don't put it in the zoning book, then you wouldn't appeal to the zoning board.
Correct.
So we'd have to look at some of those things, depending on which way we decide to go.
So do you want to table it until next month?
Or is there other opinions? I mean,
I guess, if it,
Well, you still appeals to the appeals board isn't. If you've got a problem with the zoning ordinance, still go through appeals.
it can't be a zoning ordinance if we're having the police enforce it. That's why we've got two things going on that we've got to figure out that balance of where,
I'm saying if it's a regular ordinance, it's still,
no. Only zoning stuff can be appealed to the zoning boards.
Want to just table it for this month for the council bill, see what zoning wants to do?
yes, that's fine with me.
I do appreciate it. You guys have worked hard and I think it looks good, but we just got to get that enforcement, down. And maybe say, well, we'll keep the enforcement the way it was. The appeals process the way it was and just amend the timeframes, amend the definitions and stuff like that, and maybe combine the best of both worlds. I'd be in favor of that.
Because that's why we put the abandonment in there, Article 800, because there's no definition for it in the ordinance book or in our zoning book, of what the meaning was for abandonment.
All right, so.
We need a
agree
motion to table that?
No. Motion would I just need to let Kevin know that it will be discussed in November. Any other committee reports? Hearing none, we'll go to resolutions and ordinances. Resolution number 2025-18, a resolution authorizing the fiscal officer of the village of Antwerp, Ohio to amend appropriations and declaring same emergency. Have a motion to suspend the rules.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules to amend that.
I'll second.
Bryce,
Yes.
Dean,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Jason,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Brian.
Yes.
Do I have a motion to pass resolution 2025-18?
I'll make a motion.
I'll make it.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Jason Franks,
Yes.
Bryce Steiner,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Dean,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Brian.
Yes.
And Brian, I appreciate you explaining why the need for that.
Yes, sir.
Madam Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Next on the agenda is ordinance number 2025-16, an ordinance amending section 9.04 of the Village of Antwerp Personnel Manual to provide village employees reimbursement for Medicare Part B premiums in lieu of enrollment in the village health insurance plan and declaring the same an emergency. Do I have a motion to suspend?
I move we suspend the rules with 3 readings.
Second.
Who's second? I'm sorry, Jason?
Yep.
Thank you. Dean,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Bryce,
Yes.
Jason,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Okay, could I ask a question about something else that I ran across just recently, and that was I was reading a news story about a person who installed a key catcher on computers that it came in through their software that they were installing. Do we have anything in the book about people installing stuff on computers,
Okay,
such as?
that can be under new business. We need to stay focused on what we have in front of us. That has nothing to do with this ordinance or this.
We're revising the personnel manual, so I think it does. So if I want to add an addition, I can at least bring this forth as a council member. So let's keep moving on this. I read something about that as a keylogger. Do we have anything in our book about people installing stuff, personal stuff, whether it is keyloggers, gaming, anything on that? Do we have anything in our personnel manual about?
We're in the process of making
That.
revisions as required by the state law in order for cybersecurity, and
Okay.
all that stuff is inclusive.
Okay.
And you know that. That was in the last meeting.
We did not amend the book last meeting, so that's why I want to make sure that this is
We
happening
had a
in the
discussion
book.
on the cybersecurity requirements in the last meeting.
Right, so are we going to, that's why, does this modification that we passed before, is it now included in our handbook? That's what I'm getting at. Okay.
No,
I can speak to
Okay.
this just a little bit. Kevin and I have had discussions with the village IT provider, so we are in the process of making updates to that because of the cybersecurity law that we
Okay.
discussed last time. What was
Yes.
passed last time was just relating to the immediate requirements of that law, which were not paying ransom payments, and there was one other part I can't remember. But
That's
I do
correct.
not believe it was keyloggers. But I do know that those conversations are being had, and that is in process.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
okay. So emergency, ordinance 2025-16, do I have a motion?
I move we adopt.
Second.
Dean,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Bryce,
Yes.
Jason,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Bryan Smith?
Yes.
I apologize for using the last name for some and not others. All right, ordinance number 2025-17, an ordinance authorizing the mayor of the Village of Antwerp to enter into an agreement for the supply of electricity to the village-owned buildings, streetlights, and wells with Direct Energy Business LLC, NGR Business, for a term of 24 months commencing on November 1, 2025, declaring the same an emergency. Do I have a motion to suspend the rules?
I have a question real quick.
Yes.
Was this the same one we did like 2 years ago, same company? We're
Not
just gonna,
We used the same company to garnish the rates,
okay,
but the people that we choose from that are different.
okay,
So this is a different supplier than the prior one.
okay.
How does that rate compare to last time? I don't remember what. the
Went
two-
from basically 6 cents to 7.9 cents per kilowatt hour.
It's actually pretty good, I think.
The funny thing is, I do too. I think going up that much by percentage is not good.
It's not good, but
But
what's going on is
I
not
don't
good.
think you have much, well, we don't have any choices.
Right. That's our best choice.
I'll
Okay,
move we suspend the rules of 3 readings.
I'll make a second.
Dean,
Yes.
Bryce,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Jason,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Brian.
Yes.
Do I have a motion to pass ordinance 2025-17?
I'll make it.
Is that Jason?
Yep.
Second.
Jason,
Yes.
Dean,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Bryce,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Brian?
Yes, sir.
Several locations. Resolution 2025-19, a resolution adopting the personnel manual for the Village of Antwerp, Paulding, Ohio, the Village of Antwerp, Paulding County, Ohio, including any and all amendments thereto and all applicable statements attached thereto for calendar year 2025.
This is 2026.
I think it should be 2026 for next year.
I think you're right, because
That's not the exact headline that's on mine.
no, the resolution would be 2025-19 because we're doing it in the year.
Right, just the title.
Oh, the calendar year.
For calendar year
2026.
Incorrect. Do I have a motion? Oh, I'm sorry, that was first reading. We'll make a correction to that 2026 year.
Suppose it helped if I was looking dry.
Okay, resolution number 2025-20, this is first reading. A resolution authorizing the administrator of the Village of Antwerp, Ohio to make a total expenditure in excess of $75,000 for engineering services related to the new village pump station force main to the Maumee River for the village sanitary sewer system.
Is that a permanent, or is it only for the duration of this project?
I don't understand your question.
The spending expenditure limit change.
It is specific to this project only.
Thank you.
Yes. This is the first reading for ordinance number 2025-19, an ordinance to establish the time and place of regular meetings for the council for the Village of Antwerp, Paulding County, Ohio, for calendar year 2026. Ordinance number 2025-20. An ordinance setting temporary appropriations for 2026, which shall be in effect until permanent appropriations are set, or April 1, 2026, whichever shall occur first. Do I have a motion to suspend?
It just says first
Is
reading.
that just the first reading? I apologize.
You're good.
That explains why it's not on the sheet. Ordinance number 2025-21, an ordinance adjusting fees charged for the use of the Village of Antwerp sanitary sewer system by village residents and properties located outside of the village effective January 1, 2026. It's a reading only.
For both this one, 2025-21 and 2025-22, can we have this run through the utility committee?
It was sent to the utility committee and I asked them if they wanted to have a meeting and I received no reply back.
I didn't see anything that said that.
I sent an email out to the members of the committee with an attachment,
Okay?
like a month ago.
Bill, Jason, and Bryce. but-
Okay, yeah, I would like to have a meeting on that.
Okay. Who's the chairman?
Bill, I believe.
Did you receive my email, Bill?
If I did, I didn't recognize it.
Okay.
Same here, Brian, I don't remember seeing.
I kind of thought it was odd, nobody replied back. But, I mean, I sent it out probably a month ago with the attachment. So
I'll have to check.
we'll have to get together and schedule a meeting. Okay.
Please don't bring it on the list.
I wonder if it's actually, if he's got a paper clip for one of these.
2519,
Here it is.
18,
18.
18.
It was clipped. All right,
So 21 and 22 were just, we're gonna have utilities review those.
Yeah, you're gonna
I
also
will-
have 22 reviewed in the same meeting?
I will, give me a second, I'm gonna go back to 20, 25, 18, and then I will read 20, 25, 22, so that it's had its first reading, and then we'll have our meeting and we can make corrections.
Well, Maureen, while you're here, 18.
So did I
No.
miss it? Did we do a first reading of 19, 2025, 19?
Yes, we didn't do 18 yet.
Yeah, we didn't do 18,
We
it
can
was
skip it.
clipped to the back of another one. Okay, so ordinance number 2025-18, an ordinance establishing compensation for the village of Antwerp, Ohio for the calendar year 2026.
I think the compensations are excessive. I do not need any kind of a raise. There's my opinion on it. I think we need to save the taxpayer money right now.
Technically, you won't get a raise because, well, I guess you would, if you get reelected, that would be your, where you were in the other,
I might not then, but
Well, I didn't mean that, I was just thinking, cause Bill and I wouldn't get it till we're, like, it stays in that cycle.
oh, is that what that meant?
Yeah, so
I was
see,
trying to figure out what that
that's,
meant.
yeah, so like, if that way we can't give ourselves a raise, so I can't give myself a raise for this next year, I actually have to approve the raise and then get reelected to get the raise, so that.
You cannot enhance your income while in term
Right, so
by Ohio
like,
revised code.
if say you four get reelected, then you guys would receive the
Yeah.
larger sum, and that's,
It looked like the rates increased anywhere from 5 to 10%.
I think it's 5.
There was an ordinance that was locked in, I don't know when the original
Yeah.
ordinance
Yeah.
was.
That they set that to annually, or term-wise, raise that for the mayor and the council members.
Yeah, don't,
So
that's
we
not
didn't actually
something
have
we-
to do anything, that's just kind of on the record, that's been going that way for quite a long time, actually.
Okay, you're saying that the state is establishing this?
No,
When I
the-
looked into that,
I believe there's an ordinance that the village has that they set the rate at which that goes up for every election. That was predetermined a long time ago.
okay.
It's just kind of on the books there. I don't know what the exact number of it is, but I don't even know when they set that. Dan
Yeah.
might know.
Yeah, no, but to be
It's
clear,
been a long
that's,
time.
that's one of the things I think it's in place for that, so we can't give all our, everybody go, hey, yeah, everybody's gonna get a raise today.
Well,
Like,
state rules, state law says that we can't do that.
Right.
But to just establish that compensation so it does increase through the election cycle, the village did write an ordinance for that.
Okay, I'll have to find that ordinance, I wanna read what it states exactly. But no, thank you for that information.
Okay, and then our final ordinance is a first reading only, and that's an ordinance amending ordinance number 2022-24, and ordinance amending ordinance number 2018-17, an ordinance increasing water rates for the village of Antwerp, Paulding County, Ohio, specifically amending sections 2 and 5 of the ordinance number 2018-17 to update the current water rates as of January 1, 2026.
Was these established in a financial meeting, that increase?
No, I came up with it and I sent it out to the members and asked them to review it and would they like to set a time for a meeting, and I didn't hear back. Of course, it appears they didn't get the emails, so that's why I didn't hear back. So I just
Okay.
moved forward. I mean, it's a 5% increase, and just quickly. I mean, we had none last year, so it averages
Right.
out 2.5%. If you look at our water rates as an example, 1,000 gallons in the village costs $5.94, $5.75.
587.
If you look at the same amount in Paulding, it's $9.80. So I just put in 5%, which is a 2.5% average over 2 years. That was just my logic. I was waiting for input, putting everything.
Did we recognize visitors? Did we have anybody?
There was nobody.
There was no
There's
visitors.
nobody
Okay.
A lot of visitors, but nobody on the.
on the agenda. Old business before the board?
I have something that I need to bring up, and that is our veterans banners that I have been working with, that we have been working with the school. And the school, Mr. Zartman has come up with a design. Well, his students have come up with a design, part of their class. And this is the initial design. He wants to keep it simple and where it focuses on the person rather than a lot of words. But this, if you guys want it, you can have that or pass it around. He also gave me a list of what we can talk about. So I went through and highlighted it, and I gave everybody one in there with their stuff. And I put highlights on it of what he would like answered. Now, those are mainly for us. There's other questions for other groups, and I do think that he's got the VFW on board now. Before they didn't seem like they were, but I think maybe he's talking to the wrong person. And I think Rotary is on board. I think everybody's on board. We need to establish some pricing, and there are some examples in that packet of what other schools or areas have charged. And also, can we use possibly electric poles? So there's several questions that everybody needs to go home and look at, read, come back with your own ideas. And then, are you okay with next month if I ask Mr. Zartman to come in here and then you can ask him questions when I think we have almost all of this nailed down? Does that sound reasonable? And that way we're not spending a bunch of time reading it here.
I have one question for you.
I will try to answer.
I noticed in some villages, these signs are really getting faded and dilapidated shape. Is there a time frame on this, is when they're replaced with new ones?
The replacement plan is listed in there.
Okay.
And that is actually one of the questions we need to answer. Do we charge enough? Obviously, you have to charge enough to be able to replace it. Who pays for the hardware putting it up? And it looks like we can get the hardware from Paulding, Ace Hardware. And that would allow us to, they don't screw into any of the poles, so none of them would get damaged. They're like a hose clamp style that goes on, so that way they're also adjustable for what needs to be done. And we're also talking about whether or not we should have two different sizes, because electric poles are a lot taller than our light poles. So maybe the light poles would be the 18-inch wide that we discussed last time, and the other ones might be 24 inches tall, and then expanded proportionately for their size, if that's okay. But I would like to leave that with you. You guys review it, see if you have questions. Do you want me to invite Mr. Zartman next month?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Sounds, okay.
Would you please let Kevin know so he can be on the agenda?
Yes, I will confirm that Mr. Zartman can, and then we will get him on the schedule.
When you say Paulding Ace Hardware, like they're donating them or they have them?
They buy them in bulk for Wayne Trace.
Okay.
And we would have access to them at $25 a set.
Okay. I have
Possibly, and I don't want to, I said $25, but that was probably last year's prices for Wayne Trace. I would say expect a little bit more because that's the nature of things right now.
I have someone that might be interested in donating those, like that part of the project or whatever. They were
Excellent.
looking for things to donate, and I said that may be one thing that we don't have, that we may have to purchase, that you could throw in. So I'll circle back with them and see if they're still interested, and then I can bring that next month too, so if we can.
Yeah, excellent, excellent. I appreciate everybody working on this.
Yeah, thank you for the information, appreciate it.
Any other old business before the board? Any new business? I guess I have old business. So we're not gonna chip seal Schaefer Road. As we've talked in the past, the contractor that did the grinding on 49 did something with the grindings. They were his grindings, he was not obligated to give it to us. I spoke with a contractor who gave us some, but was not aware that when they did 49, they were using a different contractor. So the information from ODOT did not get passed on. So anyways, we're looking at, in the spring, well, it'll be in the summer, it has to be hot, but I'm getting a price to see what it costs to chip seal it. So it's a cost-effective method. We did it on water plant, and it's, quite frankly, held up pretty well. So, but that would not be until like July, because it's gonna be pretty hot to chip seal. So I wanted to make you aware of that. I talked with ODOT. Friday I got a call from the PD, Friday night. They came and removed the stop sign down there on Canal when you turn right. And so you could blow through on Main and anyways, I had a conversation with ODOT, and then yesterday I had a conversation with their traffic department. They did not have an issue with it, and they said that they have this in 3 or 4 other towns. And I said, look, I don't want to put a stop sign up either, but I said, you're cross traffic, going across lanes. I said, you're going to either put one up or I'm going to put one up. But we talked about actually putting it up on South Main. You would stop there, so you'd have traffic that could approach on Canal in either direction, and then you would make the turn. But you would not stop the traffic coming around the curve.
Going
So,
south.
yeah, so they were
Going north.
supposed to get back with me today, but I have not heard from them. But I think they'll be showing up and putting a sign up.
Just a little input on that, before that sign was removed and then put back as a stop sign, that was a stop except for right turn.
Right,
I told him I'd like to have that back, and he says they're no longer legal in the state of Ohio.
Okay.
I said, well, I'm not really concerned about that, I'd just like to have the sign back. So, but anyways, it would have made it a lot easier, but, so it probably will be, when you're traveling southbound on Main Street, it'll be there. You'll have to stop at Canal before you turn. So, that's the 2 things that I had. I think there was some other things. It doesn't look like we'll get the pavement done in the park this year. The contractor is working on a street in the city of Bryan, and I went by today, and it's a full depth reclamation with curbing and everything. And so I don't think he's gonna be able to get here. So we'll have to do that next year. So, anyways.
Back to your stop sign real quick, would it be wise to have a yield to cross traffic?
They won't put up,
Instead
they
of
won't put up a
stop?
yield. I asked him, I said, well, what about just putting yields? He said, no, we won't do that.
Well, you had said you was gonna put one down there for a stop, couldn't we do a yield?
Yeah, well, my problem
Southbound.
is even if I put one down there, ODOT can come and remove it,
Okay,
because it's just like
put it in good.
concrete.
Will there be a sidewalk that connects both the 49 north and the 49 east-west? Because right now there's like a gap.
Around the curve,
Yes.
we're gonna restore that sidewalk around the curve, right?
Well, I mean, ODOT was not planning on doing it. I mean, ODOT has done everything they're going to do.
Sure.
If you want sidewalk put there, then I'll have to get a price and do a PO in order to have that accomplished. As far as the crosswalks, I think the painters are done and gone. I don't know.
Was you asked about a crosswalk or the actual
No,
sidewalk?
the sidewalk, because right now they're like this.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, you're talking about the
And
gap
there's-
between the two.
Yes, the
Yeah.
gap between the two, there's just nothing. And I had somebody, I mean, I'm kind of lazy, I don't walk that much, but I had other people come and talk to me.
Well, when I looked at it, I just thought it was gonna be a problem with water and erosion and stuff, because there's nothing to stop the water coming off the street, and then it would just erode, but I can get a hold of our cement gentleman and get a price to put in, to connect the 2 pieces.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
because with
definitely need to finish
with the
that
water
sidewalk.
running off and all that you're mentioning, it could be seriously muddy for people,
yeah.
especially
They
going to
could come
school.
up
For a
with
time, then it'll be
Yeah.
gone.
Maybe we could put a
Or
nice little
frozen.
bridge across it, something fancy,
There you
You
go.
want a bridge? Okay.
yeah. So we don't have a water runoff problem.
We can let that. we can certainly get a price on a bridge. Steel or
Put a
wood?
tile underneath the sidewalk.
Whatever makes sense.
Makes sense.
I can do that. I can ask them to put in actually like a 4-inch tile in the framing, so when they pour it, it'll be in the sidewalk, and that way the water would have a place to run to. Any other questions? Any new business? Hearing none, I take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the
Wait,
motion.
I got a
Sorry.
request.
Hey,
We got a mayor's
hold on.
report.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about business for yourself.
We got
I'd
a
like to talk
mayor's
if you
report,
get a
too.
chance.
Sir, you're not on the agenda.
Could I have Chad Benschneider speak? I would like to invite him to speak for 3 minutes.
I did do my mayor's report.
Oh, I apologize.
Could I?
I don't have a problem with it.
He's our township trustee association.
Okay, just a second. First, Chief, you had a question?
I would like to request a committee meeting to review the ordinance that was brought up earlier. Whatever committee of council reviews ordinances.
Which ordinance are you referring to?
The zoning one?
The
No, it's
one-
not zoning, it's 20, whatever, dash 32 or whatever.
Yeah,
2013-32.
The one that's currently in effect?
We tabled it to review it, so we could, I mean, I don't know what committee would be in charge of it, but I guess if we wanna have a committee meeting, but that's the one we tabled to review.
Zoning, right? It was the zoning.
Well,
Yeah, it's the zoning thing, but it's gonna be an ordinance, I think, so.
Well, it's a current ordinance that we have, so I would ask the council, whatever committee of council meets for issues with ordinances, I would request a committee meeting of council.
You want to attend?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
What, figure it out, I don't know what that falls under.
We'll get it figured out, sir.
send it back to zoning and let them figure it out.
Goes back to zoning.
Let them figure it out.
Yeah, but
We don't have a committee.
Right, yeah, I would say.
Okay, sir,
okay, so okay.
I won't take much of your time.
that's all right.
I emailed you guys last night. I wasn't sure if everybody received it, and after
Yeah.
your conversation about emails, I wrote you, thought I'd just want to come and hand out some invitations to this county meeting about property taxes. There's also a couple handouts in there about some research on property taxes, something that's gonna affect all of our budgets in the long run. Been working with the county auditor, treasurer, commissioners, sheriff, landers, State Representative Klopfenstein. Basically, we're just trying to inform as many people in the county of what's going on. At this time, we're looking more just to the entities. Maybe down the road, we might have some public hearings, at the school districts or something, because this, proposal from the citizens group to abolish property taxes, that's not something the state legislature can stop. So, not that some changes aren't needed, but this is gonna be a huge impact on all local budgets. So I know township specifically, we're not able to collect income taxes or sales tax. So we're sort of limited to property taxes or road use, fuel use taxes there. So we get some revenue out of the local government fund, but we also help pay for some funding for Antwerp EMS. We've helped 25% of the funding for Payne EMS and fire. So all those will take a hit if we lose property tax revenue. So
Can I ask you, these are the same items you emailed
Yes.
us, right?
Yep.
Okay, excellent.
like I said, I just brought a couple of copies. They're fairly lengthy, so I didn't want to run my printer out of ink, but there's a copy
close,
there for you if you guys want. So
Okay.
if you guys have any questions, I'm happy to try to answer, but mainly we'd just like as many of you that are able to come that night to come. It's November 17th, 6:30 at the County Extension Building.
What was your name again?
Chad Bensteiner?
Thanks, Chad.
You guys have
Thanks,
a good
sir.
evening.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Any questions, comments? Madam Mayor, would you like to give you a report?
Yes, I will.
I probably did, but
Do we need to come up with a committee to review that ordinance before we close it out?
Well, that's
Well,
what
we certainly,
I think it's, public safety, is that what that would fall under, you think?
that's probably the closest one. We don't have one for dilapidated houses, so.
So that'd be Dean, Mr. DeVore, and myself, so
You, John, and who?
Dean, John, and myself.
If you guys can get something set up with the chief,
George.
let me know when it is so we can get it
Oh, it's gotta be
on the
posted.
calendar.
If you've got time, we can do it after the meeting.
Yeah, no, we have to post it and all that jazz.
Yeah, and it's a quorum.
Yeah. But we will get it, we'll get you
not-
sooner than later, sir. Sorry, Mayor, what?
Any other questions or comments before the mayor's report?
Okay. The mayor's report for August. Monthly reconciliation. The total to the city was $1,514. To the state was $525. Our indigent drivers, $21. The total was $2,060. And for September, total to the cities, $2,681. To the state was $975. Indigent driver was $39, and grand total of $3,695. That's it.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
We'll second.
You guys are fast. Who seconded, I'm sorry?
I did, sir. Brian,
Oh, okay.
get it, Brian.
Bryce,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
Dean,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Jason,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
stand adjourned.